if you have been trading for a year, 6 months, 3 months, you have a modern knowledge of trading view, you know how to draw a thing or two on the chart, but you still don't have a good strategy, you are all over the place, you lose today on this strategy and you are changing to the next. That is not good for you. And if you are that kind of person, then this video is for you. Good day everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, we'll be dissecting this AUDNZD trade. I've been on this trade since last week. I was back at my entry, so I just feel that I'm very confident about the trade. So I just feel that I should break it down. It should be the first video I'll be posting out here. This strategy that I'll be teaching you, I'll be breaking it down into 4 different sections, and each sections for this particular video to cover only 2 sections. Why? Because I already pre-recorded this video, so the last section, like very important section, the first section is actually trends. For trends is a very tricky topic. Why? Because a lot of people, even me, some years back, or maybe when I started, I didn't really know much about trend. But when I finally found out about trend, I normally go looking for trend at the wrong time frame. There's a particular time frame that it's very. In fact, if you find your trend on that time frame, you have done 60% of the job. Like the accuracy on that time frame, which is the daily time frame, is what if you get it right, if you do it accordingly, not doing it anyhow, if you do it accordingly, then you have done 60% of the job. You understand? So from the trends, the second step, the step 2 is what? Is triangulation of price. Triangulation of price is kind of a complex way of saying top-down analysis. Why I don't call it top-down analysis is because we have already drawn our trend on the daily. So it's like you have to look for another name for it. So personally, I call it triangulation of price. It's like building a story for price, understanding where price is coming from, know why is price reacting at this point, why is price rejecting from this point. Okay, if price rejects to this point, this is where price will get to. If price gets to this point, I'm going out of the market. So these are triangulation approach to price. It builds a story. Like if someone asks you why you are taking a trade from this point, you want to defend yourself and say, okay, this is why I'm taking trade from this point. So that is basically triangulation of price. So the third step, which I feel that it is too tricky and it's too complex to cover on this video, is what? Entries. Your entry is as important as anything you're doing on the chart. If you miss the entry, you lose money. So you have to be very careful with entries. Entry is not something that you just rush. So I would settle down and give a detailed explanation of entries. So if through the course of this breakdown you don't understand anything, there's something that is giving you issues, please drop a comment and I'll read the comment and I'll create a specific video to tackle that issue that you are having in the space that is concerning my strategy. Maybe you don't understand how I draw my trends. I can do a very detailed video on what you have to look out for when you are drawing trends. It's very simple. The strategy is just 3 steps. You don't need to. If you can have other primordial knowledge, it helps. You have other knowledge that you would add, or you can cushion the strategy to fit your style. I don't have issues with that, but this is a community where I really have learned a lot, and I really want to do a thing or two for the community, and at least inculcate what I've acquired in the last 4 years into people who are ready to put in the work and learn efficiently. So enough of the chart talk. I think enough of the chart talk. Let us go. So now the first things first on this video. First thing we're going to do on this video is we would find the trend. On what time frame? If you remember, so let's say it on the comment section. We'll go to the daily time frame to do what? To find our trend. That will be the first move. Wow, made this trade. Wow. That will be the first move of this trade. So now we'll clear our charts. Let's clear our charts and start all over again. So now what do we see? We see price trending upward. We see price trending upward. That's the first thing you should do. Find your trend. Let it be something that makes sense. Let your trend make sense. Let it make sense to you. I don't know if you understand. Let it make sense to you. So that, because market analysis is basically telling a story. Looking at the chart, where do you think the market is going to? It's a story to you. So you need to be able to identify these points and draw a narrative from them. So now we understand that price came here. This is a trend. This is the overall trend here. Because why? Price tapped here. So those points are where price tapped. So here price tapped. So we're looking for the third touch. So now we finally understand what price is doing. Now the next thing to do is to dissect the chart even more. That is the point, man. So we'll draw more analysis. We try to give a story for price. Double down. Okay. So that price was in a trend, was in a range before, and price broke above this trend, came back to this zone, completed the move. But normally, once price completes a move, the next thing it does is to do what? To collect liquidity from a bigger move. So now price has obviously collected liquidity here, but you understand what liquidity is now, right? You should. So now the next thing to do is to understand why the price reverse at these points. Why? So now there's a hidden secret behind this trending. There's a hidden secret. Do you know that if you double this place and find another zone where possible price touch, you will see that price actually moves in what? In both horizontal, vertical, and trend line support and resistance. So now you understand that this is a trend line support and resistance. So it validates why price should react at this point. I don't know if you get me. So now let's find another zone. From that you can see that price also reacted here, which is also a zone. Or you can compensate to this point here, or whichever way you put it. It's still the same thing. Because price failed to break below that trend line. So now price is obviously going up. So the next thing to do is to triangulate price. Let's triangulate price. Now to find the range. So we'll go straight to the monthly time frame. We'll do this. The monthly time frame, because the trend for me is what works for me and this strategy. I've backtested this severally. I've tried using other zones, but I've tried going to the Monday to find trend. It doesn't work. So daily zone work like 70 to 80% of the time. So the next thing to do, we'll do what? We'll convert our chart into a line chart. So now from converting to a line chart, we'll do what? We'll mark our obvious zones. So now, seeing this zone here, you see there are two supports here that became what? There are two resistance here that became what? Support. So now let's see the next available resistance. You can see this zone here is an obvious support that became resistance, and this is the next one. So now we have a range. The next thing to do is to mark out our zones. Mark them out. Then we'll delete the line in between. That's how I do it. You can do yours differently. Learning is dynamic. So now we are done. We'll take it back to the line chart. Then we'll go down to the weekly time. Now we're trying to build a story. We are trying to build a story for the market. That's the next thing we are to do is this. So now we mark out our weekly. So most times I like taking my profits from what? From the weekly time frame, because I don't want this. I'm not emotionally too strong like that. Imagine you are up like 4 hour and you're expecting 6 hour and market reverses. It breaks your heart every time. So just do this 103, do it and get out from there. There's no need to be greedy. So now for our weekly zone, our color code is what? Our color code is weekly. So you see our color code is yellow, sorry. So now we'll take it back to the line chart, and now we have a story, we have a target. So now we are trying to build a case for price. I'm trying to build a case for price, understanding what market is doing. Now from this zone, you can see that price have been trying to break this daily zone for some time now. It tried severally, but it couldn't. But now it has finally broken and it's finally rejecting that zone. So we can also see that price has been forming some kind of trend here like this. Price has been forming some kind of trend here. There are too many lines on the chart, but it's better. At least make sure you understand. You can clear them later. It's just for you to understand and have that confidence and know where to put your stop loss, and you understand. You understand. So now we finally got in this picture here. So price is rejecting from this zone. So and also we also see that there was like a trend here that validates why price should be rejecting from that point. And if you double down, you see that this is like a break of a bullish flag. Market structure, market pattern, candlestick pattern. These are things that you should be conversant with. You cannot be going down to it's on your baby pips. Go and read it. So now, understanding where to put your stop loss. This is a very good trade. Next thing to do, you could even enter right now. But the market is just open, but there's past information that validates everything that you should be doing. So now we're up for a 1:3. So this is a simple 1:3 trade. Let's see how it plays. So if you like this video you just watched, like, comment, turn on your notification, drop whatever thing that came to your mind, maybe any issue that you had with the video, just let me know so I can make improvements. This is like the first actual video I'm making for on this channel, so just show me love.